I'm Andy. I met Andrei when we were teenagers at a local church, and we kind of grew up in a circle of friends there.
My name's Laurie, and I obviously met Andrei through Andy. I think just looking at his website and things, like just the approach that he takes, the photos of the houses were really, I thought, very artistic, and his descriptions of the homes was very unusual to other listings and things we had seen in the past.
Andrei being an old friend, I've kind of followed his journey. So when I initially reached out, it wasn't with the assumption that Andrei would be directly working with us. Just because of the caliber of the marketing and the listings that were on Andrei's portfolio, I was more looking for a reference. So when Andrei said, "What about me?" I was really surprised pleasantly. What stands out to me about his approach is that it does stand out. We've also been shopping in Seattle for our move, and so we've been looking at listings from all sorts of brokers for almost a year. None of them look the way that Andrei's look, and in a good way. It definitely stands out. I think anyone that looks at the listings from Andrei would see what stands out, and then you could go through pages of why. It's the pictures, it's the descriptions, the story, the personalization. I think I sent him a message on Facebook Messenger, and I said, "Hi, do you know anyone?" And Andrei said, "What about me?" I said, "Yeah, I know you, but you'd help us?" Well, we reached out to Andrei, and he responded and asked if he could call. Absolutely, of course you can. There was an immediate connection that obviously Andrei and I have shared, but I think Laurie, not knowing Andrei, there was just that instant sense of confidence and trust that Andrei's presence in general is very grounded, very calming. I think from that first connection, it was obvious that, yes, we don't really need to start comparing, contrasting other agents. Like, this is a no-brainer in a sense.
He was very helpful when he initially came over to look at the house, and we were thinking like, oh no, we'll have a lot to do, and he reassured us that it looked nice already, and then had good advice of how to make it look nice for showings and things like that.
The process I would best describe as a journey that Andrei guided us on and spelled everything out from the beginning of, this is how it's going to work, and here's our goal, and if we can do this, we can create a story that can attract a specific buyer. That way we can achieve the goals we wanted.
Yeah, I think it made sense, everything that we were doing, because he had kind of outlined like, okay, this is the story we want to tell about your house. And so everything that we were adding to it, or, the way we would present it, it all made sense from that perspective.
I think, every seller is going to have a different set of goals for the family and the situation. And for us, with our family, it's a little more difficult maybe than some to vacate the house and to have a lot of showings. I don't know how he did it so that not only did we set a neighborhood record, but we did it on one showing. Yeah, we had to leave the house once.
We didn't even get to the open house. It's so crazy. It took a lot of stress, away, that we were anticipating we were going to have, and we just didn't ever have to deal with it. It was so nice.
Laurie and I both like long distance trail running and doing the ultra races, and it's a long journey and a long process, and a lot of effort goes into it. And then when you cross the finish line, the feeling is undescribable. That phone call that said, I think, we have the offer. It was an amazing feeling. How in the world are we going to host visitors and open houses with 3 cats? Teams coming and going from our home with the family that we have, and there was always respect and consideration for who we are and what mattered to us, and working around that. So that was huge. The big challenges for us involved the timeline of moving across the country, so that like, when do we sell, when do we go on the market, how will that set us up for the purchase so that we have a place to land. Andrei discussed several strategies with us of different ways we could do it, which gave us options for timeline of transferring work and driving across the country. So that was a huge lifestyle solve for our specific situation, as well as our 3 courageous cats being the center of our family and working around them throughout the whole process so that for our family we experience the least amount of stress as possible.
I think he's very artistic in what he does. As a graphic designer, I really appreciate that. We really liked his description of the home and all the little signs that he put around the house during showings and stuff. It was really cool.
You can see his approach if you're meeting him for the first time. If you've got an eye at all, you'll notice just in the way he dresses and presents himself that everything is well thought out. There's a sense of quality and craft, and it's just obvious from the moment you meet him. And it's not a show, it's not a front. It reappears in everything he does, how he does it, and that approach is why when you see his listings, they don't look like anyone else's. It's just in his DNA. Every step of the process is touched with care, concern, craft, and quality. It stands out from the moment you meet him until the end result.
We also liked, as part of the listing, how he included some infographics and maps. We had never seen anything like that before, which was very unique and helpful to a buyer that would see it. I think it was very positive for being such a stressful thing to do, to sell your house. And yeah, he made it everyone involved was very helpful, and anytime we had any questions, and everybody was very quick to respond.
I feel lucky that we got to work with Andrei. I feel proud of my friend for who he's become. Embrace the journey, ask questions, but know that whatever journey you need to go on to get to that result, it's going to be worth it. You can trust Andrei, so let him guide you through the process, ask questions, and when there's time to get things done, just go through the process, go through the journey. It'll be worth it.
Artistic, that would be what I noticed most about him.
He's grounded. There's a comforting presence that Andrei brings, so that when things are stressful or there's 100 questions all at once, there's a timeline or a deadline up, it's like a deep breath. You can calm down, this is okay. Very comforting, inspires confidence, but also, like Laurie said, completely artistic, incredible outfits. He's the person that you want on your side of the table at the end of the process, but when he's on the other side during the journey, it's just great being able to talk with him and hear his perspectives and have him be the one that take that deep breath. It's okay. Everything's on track.